Naomi asked me what my logo stands for. To me, it's a well thought logo. I thought a lot about it. It's got to do with my history. It's got to do with what I do for a living. And it's got to do with you, what I can do for you. But I'm now going to explain how I got this logo. On my arm, I got this tattoo. And perhaps you can read down here the word fear. But all elements of the logo are in there too. Fear. Fight everything and run. For over 50 years, that was my status. I had post-traumatic stress disorder, and I had experienced over 22 different kind of things that caused that. The earliest thing that was recorded was an incident when I was 1 year and 6 months old. And after that, a lot of things happened, varying from abuse, violence, even with firearms pointed at me, but also involving deaths of people, taking care of people in difficult situations, in first aid situations. And 5 times in my life, I thought, well, this situation, don't know how it ends, but this might be the last thing I do. And you might think that those 5 things gave me the post-traumatic stress disorder. Some did, and some didn't. But that's another story. Then I found out how I could go past that post-traumatic stress disorder. So I started my life anew. And I started a coaching company, coaching people with post-traumatic stress disorder. And the slogan of it, and I have to translate it from the top of my head, is whatever makes life worthwhile, you will find within yourself. So that explains a bit the first part of the logo, and that's this symbol. That's a triquetra. And the triquetra, if you look it up, has multiple explanations from old. It is a very old symbol that is used in the Celtic, but also in India. To me, it stands for body, mind, and soul. If you take care of your body, if you take care of your mind, you take care of your soul. If that is in balance, you can feel happy in any situation. If that is in balance, you can connect with other people. If that is in balance, your source of love will flow. And everything that flows over, all the love that flows over, that you can give away in abundance. So that's the triquetra. The phoenix. Well, when you start recuperating from trauma, you start facing everything and relax. So that's fear again. Face everything and relax. Because if you face your anxieties have a chance to dissolve. Sometimes it's about understanding what happened. Sometimes it's going out of your comfort zone. But it's always the ending of the old and the beginning of the new. There is no new without an ending of something. we are at the presenter mastery. If I want to become the best presenter, there's one thing that stops. It's being silent. I have to open my mouth and talk. So everything ends and then something new can start. Also, the fact that I thought 5 times, this is the end of me. But I also had 3 severe accidents. So there's nothing in my body that is not ever been broken, torn, or bruised, or in any way hurt. So it's also about starting again, not staying down, getting up, and don't accept the prognosis if it's not fitting to you. It's about accountability. It's about taking charge of your life. It's about starting all over again when something else failed. The third part you see on this side is the tree, and the Trikatra is in fact the root. It's a tree of life. I don't know if that needs explaining, but the tree of life is about growth, becoming who you are. You all know the story about the little acorn that grows into an oak tree. Whatever happens, whatever storm comes, if the branches break off, it grows back. Even when a tree got struck with lightning, there's life in there and it will grow. It will look, for sure, look different, but it will grow. So that's the tree of life. It's about learning, about being present in the situation you're in. It's about knowing that in a situation, you got the situation itself. You probably cannot influence it. And then you get a shitload of thoughts about that situation. But then there's you. And somewhere those circles come together. And in there, you know exactly what you can do, what part of the situation you can influence. So you can be yourself, you can be at ease. The story I tell about that part is also the story about my parachute accident, for instance. I was trained in America by ex-special forces. So when I jumped out and after 2 seconds, I noticed that it was wrong. And the worst outcome would be that in 2 seconds, I would hit Mother Earth and it would be the last thing I would do. So I would be dead. But then there were several things I could do, like pulling my reserve, getting in the right body posture, and do the things I was taught. So all the things I was taught that could influence the situation. And the strangest thing happened because I did everything I could influence. I accepted what I couldn't. I really enjoyed the jump. I really loved seeing the reserve swim away from me like a jellyfish. And the lines going after it, sweeping. And I knew that when the tension on the lines would come, that it would burn my back in a sense of pain, like a whiplash. And then I was under a non-steerable parachute, and I still could end up dead. But the ride down was beautiful. It was nice weather. I was at ease. So you might find that weird, but if any moment in life can be your last moment, what better way than to enjoy what is? To love life, love yourself, to do what you can, make the best of it. That's in short, because I talk hours about what happened and why. That's in short what this logo is all about. And that is why I'm so motivated to help people with post-traumatic stress disorder, to help people with preventative health, to become one of the best speakers in the world, and enjoy the whole ride. Thank you for listening.